the machine that we had installed or created yesterday. So I'll go here and say start. You can see the system is booting. There we are. We will log in as test. There we are. Let's start a terminal. Increase the font size a little. Okay. Now let us say we will try to install something called as SSH on this system. So let us start with installation of SSH. We will say sudo apt install SSH. By the way, SSH is secure shell. Now let us try to log into this machine using SSH. So I'll say SSH SSH test1 at localhost. That's it. So SSH was able to log me into the system. It can work over network also. I will log off from here. To log off, just press Ctrl D. So you have logged out and you are into your own earlier login. Now we can try to SSH this system using the root user, root at localhost, and give the password. Well, it doesn't allow root to log in. We'll still try. It says permission denied. Now to come out of any situation like this, you can press Ctrl C. So Ctrl D was to log out. Ctrl C is to break the current control flow. Okay. Now let's try to modify a file. Sudo vim is vi improved /etc sshd config. Now here we have to give something like insert allow root. Oh, I'm sorry, it is not allow, it is permit root login. Permit root login, and we'll say yes. Say escape :wq, and now we'll say sudo systemctl restart SSH. So the new settings that I have done in SSHD will become active. Now it will allow root to log in. So we can again say SSH root at localhost. You can say the root password. There it is. I could log in as root now. So by default, SSH login for root is disabled. You can at the most do SU. I think we had done this yesterday, but today again I'll show you. If you just say SU, first of all I'll log out as root from this system. Press Ctrl D. D for Delhi. Now I will say SU is something that I was trying to tell you. SU has become a super user of the system, which is enter the password. Now I have again become the super user. You can see that at end of this prompt there is a hash symbol which signifies that you are a root user, you are an administrator in the system. And in the earlier prompt, you can see in this prompt there is a dollar sign at the end, which means that you are a normal privilege user. Okay, let's clear this. So we have successfully started SSH service on this system. Now there are two ways to remotely connect, not two, in fact 4 different ways to connect to a remote system. First is through SSH. SSH is secure shell. Whatever communication takes place between your node and the network server will always take place in a completely secure format, because it's a secure shell. You can also use telnet, but telnet is not secure. Telnet is not secure at all. Every communication happens with plain text, so people can monitor your traffic from your machine to the server and get all the information about you. So telnet should be avoided as far as possible. The third possibility is xrdp. So let us install xrdp on this machine. So we shall say sudo apt install xrdp. It is X remote desktop protocol. Okay, it is getting installed. It has got installed actually almost. Well, yes, it is done. Let us also install a client for this xrdp server. Let's install the client. We'll say sudo apt install rdesktop, desktop, remote desktop. Well, the remote desktop has also got installed on the system. And lastly, let us also install the FTP server on this machine. So we'll say sudo apt install very secure FTP daemon with FTPD. That's cool. FTPD has also got installed. Now I can do FTP to localhost. I am sure you are aware of what the localhost is. Localhost is the machine on which you are currently physically logged in. So that is the localhost. We'll say FTP localhost. Username is test1. Password I have given. It says login successful. So FTP server has also started working on this client. Let's say quit from this. XRDP, I'll show you XRDP connection in some other session, because it will require two machines talking to each other. Our desktop though I can show you right away. So we can say our desktop minus A16, that is we want a color depth of 16 bits, and we'll say the server name is 192.168.0.110. Now this 110 happens to be the laptop on which I have done the virtualization of this particular host where I am working right now. So let's say our desktop, everything succeeded. Okay, connection established. So this is the screen of the server, the laptop on which this machine is virtualized. So let us say we want to quit from this, so we shall say we shall quit from this. We have quit from this. So our desktop is also working very fine. That is all, friends. If you find the information given in these videos to be useful, if you find it to be interesting, please consider subscribing to the channel. Please like the videos. Please share the videos. Thank you very much.